What is going on, Chelsea fan? In today's video, we're going to be talking about tactics for Chelsea against Brighton. Now, looking at the tactics board here, I do believe this is the best decision we can go with the starting 11. Now, granted, we do have a few injuries. Concussion, obviously, to Fofana, which is why he's not in the starting 11. Tosin seems to be out with an ankle injury. So, therefore, again, we're most likely going to go with Chalba and Josh as our CB pairing in this list. Now, looking at the rest of this squad, though, it does make sense to use Reece James and Malagusto in this squad, and we will talk about why we're going to use both these players. And then obviously Cucurella in on that left side. Now I do believe Robert Sanchez will get the starting role back after watching our goalkeeper situation. Again, it's very difficult, but I do think Sanchez right now is the better decision. After watching our Lincoln match, I don't know if we can really rely on either goalkeeper, but we're going to go with Robert Sanchez in this match against Brighton. Now, that being said, though, we will see Reece James, I think, in the CDM role along with Caicedo. I do think we're going to try to have a little more defensive rate in this match just because we are lacking Cole Palmer as a creative player, and this is a game, again, with our younger CBs. We definitely have to make sure that we can keep them protected by using these two players in the midfield. Then we're most likely going to see Enzo Fernandez in the 10 role, which I do know isn't always the best to see him, but I do think he will float around. He's not just going to sit here. He will drift off to the left. He may go off to the right as well. So it's not going to be just solely a 10 position. Even João Pedro can drop down and he can push up as well. This is going to be very flexible for the most part. And then I think on the left side, Neto makes the most sense in this game. Yes, we could maybe use Gittins, but I think Neto, we just need him for what he can do, again, going forward and coming back. And then Esteval on that right side because there's going to be plenty of space for him to be very creative with the ball. So along with those lines, we also most likely will see Malagusto making these overlapping runs. So again, we may see something along the lines. We are overloading this right side. I would not be too surprised with that because if we do overload this right side, it might be very difficult for Brighton to do anything on that right side. And granted, what we can also do is play the ball off to the left side, giving Neto the entire space on this left side to drift into what he needs to do. And yes, he's more than capable of dropping back and helping out Cucurella in that left back position. So therefore, again, it makes more sense we would overload that right side. But if we do anything along those lines, say we drop it back to we want to see, at some points we could even move Cucurella up into the attacking third. We've obviously seen this time and time again. So again, if we're looking at something like this, I would not be too surprised if we look like this at some point in this match as well. Again, doing a 3-2-4-1 across the board. This again gives us capability of using all these players to again play around and trying to find passes into João Pedro, or again making these through ball passes to Neto, or possibly even to Esteval on that right side, who is more than capable of finding the back of the net. Now this overall will be a very difficult match for Chelsea because yes, I understand this formation that we're going with isn't the most attacking, but I do believe we have to go into this match a little more defensively, but also we're going to be lacking in height when it comes to this match. So anytime we're going to try to whip the ball into João Pedro, it's probably going to be very difficult. So we're probably going to have to play the ball through and break these lines for the most part with passes, and that can be always difficult, especially against Brighton. They definitely have a good defensive line, and like I said, this could be a little bit of a challenge, but if Chelsea are able to come out very quickly and hit them and score early, this could be a match that we can easily dictate and control, because if we have these players in the midfield, we should be able to play the ball around and obviously block anything coming down this way from Brighton, because if they are trying to attack down the middle, Caicedo and Reece James are more than capable of stopping any of those things. I think, again, Neto can drop in here, Enzo Maresca can drop in here, or Enzo Fernandez, and even Esteval can play a little bit defensively. But like I said, all these players can definitely help in the attacking third, but also in the defensive third. And like I said, I do think Reece James might be the more beneficial player in this because he can also be a little more freedom here. He can push up and whip in balls if he needs to, or if he wants to even have a shot from outside the 18. Again, there's going to be multiple opportunities for him. We most likely will make a few changes. I think Gittins comes in for Neto at some point with tired legs from Brighton. It would make sense for him to run on and again chase those guys down on that left side. And Esteval may play the full 90, but I could see again Garnacho coming into this match as well. Now he would probably go in the left side, and like I said, we would see how that would work out. But overall, I do think we have capability of different wingers coming off the bench to score and win this game. Now overall, I do think, like I said, this will be a difficult match. I do see Chelsea winning this one, but I don't see a clean sheet. I think it's going to be 2-1 or 3-2 at the end of this match. Overall, though, I think this is a match that Chelsea should win. We should get all 3 points, but like I said, it will be a little difficult. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.